smoke into our borough. As we have a fire weather warning in effect for our city as well, I'm Valerie Ryan. News 12 Marissa Santorelli is in Sputten-Duyville with more on how our borough is at risk. If you woke up to the smell of smoke this morning, it's from those wildfires right here behind me. Now that smell's still so strong, and from where I am right now, you can actually see the clouds of smoke billowing from the Palisades just across the river in New Jersey. Bronxites living along the Hudson sharing exclusive video from their homes of the flames over in New Jersey. Fires like these are popping up all across the tri-state due to the drought conditions, with multiple brush fires reported across the Bronx this week alone. News 12's meteorologists say this very low humidity mixed with high winds and mild temps make it so flames can spread easily and rapidly. One Bronxite tells me the smell of smoke actually woke her up this morning.
I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I live in the Whitehall building, and really strong smell of smoke. I thought our building was on fire, and dropped my spouse off here and was taking pictures of it. I couldn't believe it. It looks like a volcano.
Now, according to the National Weather Service, the city is under a red flag warning, aka a high fire risk, until 6 p.m. this evening. So be careful with any open flames outdoors, especially cigarette butts. In Sputten-Duyville, Marissa Santorelli, News 12, the Bronx.
We turn now to new information tonight about the New York State Parks employee killed while battling a fire. Prayers and condolences to the family are pouring in after the 18-year-old Ramapo High School graduate died Saturday while helping to fight that massive wildfire near Greenwood Lake. News 12's Carol Wilkinson brings us the latest.
Yes, sadly, that fire taking a human toll as officials now hold a news conference to share the most updated information that they have in the battle against the flames. At just 18, Dario Vasquez had already distinguished himself as a leader committed to community service. It was in that service that Vasquez lost his life on Saturday. He suffered cardiac arrest after a tree fell on him as he battled the relentless flames that burned their way to Greenwood Lake in Orange County after first sparking in New Jersey 2 weeks ago. And of course, we are continuing to follow this story, get the most updated information for you. We are attending a news conference where, as I mentioned, officials will be sharing the most updated information. We will bring that to you as soon as we can. Carol Wilkinson, News 12.
Developing news out of Coney Island, a man's body found on the sand this morning, leaving residents and police with more questions than answers. News 12 Shakti Dennis has the latest.
A normally calm morning takes a dark turn at Coney Island Beach.
Speechless.
At around 7:20 a.m., a Parks Department employee found a man's body in the sand between West 24th and West 25th Streets.
I mean, it's such a calm day. I would have never have thought that, but it doesn't surprise me either.
Authorities believe the man is in his 40s or 50s. He was found lying on the beach with no shirt, wearing blue jeans and white sneakers. They also found a black jacket nearby. Local residents we spoke to were shaken by the news.
Like shocked, because we're walking almost every morning and sometimes during the day, all year round, and we never saw anything like that happen.
This is the second time I've heard of a body here in Coney Island. It's a bit disturbing. My heart goes out to his family.
You definitely got to be vigilant and observant when you're out here at any time of the day.
And police haven't confirmed whether they believe foul play is involved, but their investigation is still ongoing at this time. In Coney Island, Shakti Dennis, News 12 Brooklyn.
Amid swirling rumors, the record-breaking Kingda Ka coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure has indeed seen its final launch. News 12 New Jersey's Jim Murdoch spoke with enthusiasts about what the Jackson Township thrill ride meant to them and what's next at the theme park.
A final farewell to a giant in the coaster industry.
We met up with a couple people who even flew in just to ride Kingda Ka.
When we finally got there and saw the whole vibe, we knew something was going wrong. It was definitely going to close.
With no formal fanfare, the 456-foot-tall behemoth shut down last Sunday, leaving behind a generation of memories dating back to May 21st, 2005. Seen here in this photo from rider Elmer Rodriguez Riviera on one of its first launches 19 years ago.
This is a piece of Kingda Ka's launch cable. So this is what's pulling you down the track at 128 miles an hour.
Matt Kaiser won part of a decommissioned launch cable at a park raffle back in 2021, and no, it's not for sale.
It was a special moment being there, and I do wish that more people knew in advance.
Six Flags confirmed the Kingda Ka closure, adding that the Green Lantern, Twister, Parachute Drop, and the picturesque Skyway will also be removed to make room for the new rides as part of a $1 billion investment in its parks.
There was actually a car that they were already taking apart in the station, so it was definitely, we knew it was probably going to be the last time we rode it.
You know, the most intense launch I've ever felt, and it still is.
Jim Murdoch, News 12.
Bagpipes. Six Flags Great Adventure says next year a boomerang-type ride called the Flash Vertical Velocity will open, followed by what they call a multi-world record-breaking launch roller coaster in 2026 at the Jackson Township theme park.
New developments tonight as we have learned that police are investigating a murder-suicide in Jefferson Valley and the Bronx. News 12's Jade Nash joins us with the details.
This is what the Coach and 4 apartment complex in Jefferson Valley looks like. Yorktown police say they got several calls reporting shots fired at the location Saturday night. One man says he heard some of them.
I heard like about 5 gunshots. It sounded like loud explosions.
When officers arrived on scene, they say they found a 63-year-old woman named Geraldine Kreckmere lying on the walkway in front of an apartment. She had a gunshot wound and was pronounced dead at the scene. Yorktown Police Chief Robert Noble shared what happened next.
Our officers made the scene safe and located a family member in an upstairs apartment, had a small child with her, made sure they were safe.
Noble says his officers had to sweep the area because the suspect fled the scene. One man says he heard some of the search.
We were home for the night with the kids and stuff like that. Just in general, we had no plans, but we did hear the choppers overhead.
Police later identified the suspect as 51-year-old Salvatore Siniglio. According to investigators, he had an estranged domestic relationship with a family member of the victim.
Siniglio has a child in common, we believe, with the daughter of the deceased.
To locate Siniglio, Noble says information about a vehicle that he possibly used was shared with other law enforcement agencies in the area. Noble says NYPD was then alerted that the vehicle in question entered the Bronx around 10:15 on Saturday. A little over an hour and a half later, city officers located the vehicle and tried to stop it, but the vehicle fled, forcing city officers to pursue it. Police later learned that Siniglio was driving this vehicle. He eventually stopped it and shot himself as police approached. He was taken into custody and brought to Jacoby Hospital for treatment, but later died from his injuries.
Now, Yorktown police say they are continuing to investigate this shooting. They're asking anyone with information to come forward and contact them. In Jefferson Valley, Jade Nash, News 12.
A Norwalk mother who lost her son 10 years ago is now grieving again, this time over the loss of a special piece of jewelry that's tied to him. News 12 Connecticut's Marissa Alter reports on how the community is coming together to help her.
It's just so calming.
Leslie Soyland walks 3 miles at Calf Pasture Beach every day. Moments of reflection, often filled with thoughts of her son Johnny.
He'd love today because it's windy and he was a sailor. He was down here a lot. He really liked it.
So you feel his presence here?
Yeah.
Johnny was killed in a crash not far from the beach in 2014.
He was 27 when he died, and he was the best father, bar none.
Leslie has kept Johnny close to her heart since his death with this necklace.
We cremated him, and I had ashes in this tiny little, probably about that big. It's a teardrop with a heart inside. So that's where his ashes are, and I wore that every day for the past 10 years.
Until Wednesday, when she lost it during her walk.
I took off my sweatshirt, and my necklace was outside my sweatshirt, I think. And I took it off over my head, and I think it probably came off at that point.
Leslie didn't realize that until she got home.
It's monetarily not worth much, but sentimentally, everything. I've searched high and low to no avail.
She posted about her lost necklace on Facebook. What happened next was something she never expected.
There has been just such an outpouring. I am overwhelmed. I feel so blessed.
Strangers have even looked on their own.
Last night I saw a post on Facebook, and I thought with my metal detector, I could scope out the area and see if I could help.
Nicholas Cullen never met Leslie until this chance run-in, 3 hours into his hunt.
I just want to do the right thing and just see if I can find it and return it.
It's selfless gestures like this that have been the silver lining for Leslie.
Out of everything bad, something good happens. So many people have reached out, and so many people have shared things on Facebook and said, keep your eye out for this. It needs to get back to her. And that's touching. That's an amazing thing.
In Norwalk, Marissa Alter, News 12 Connecticut.
Boy, let's hope she gets it back. Leslie's daily route keeps her on the sidewalks and pier. She thinks the necklace came off near the playground. If anybody finds it, we have her number on our website and on the News 12 app.
Now an update this morning on that wildfire in West Milford. Crews are making progress containing the largest wildfire in New Jersey, burning almost a week.
Firefighting is actually expected to wind down today. Closed roads should be open by Sunday. The Forest Fire Service says it's 75% contained here on the New Jersey side. New York continues to work it. Now, mostly here, it's the aftermath. News 12 New Jersey's Lauren Dew with the photographer capturing the devastation along the way.
As a photographer, from a visual aspect, it's pretty awe-inspiring. But being so connected to nature, it's pretty devastating.
A once thriving landscape now scorched. Bobby Stormer documenting the state's largest wildfire of the year since Saturday.
I was literally watching it come over the ridgeline down at the other end of the lake. I pulled an all-nighter. I was here till 6 o'clock in the morning. Sunday, it was up and over the tree line. So you kind of had it in the foreground of the houses, which was kind of like a surreal thing to see.
Catching the firefighters as they try to contain the flames, burning over 2,200 acres of forest, threatening 2 homes and 8 historical buildings.
Tuesday, the winds kind of shifted a little bit, so all the smoke started kind of riding the valley down into the Monksville Reservoir.
Then a stunning sunrise Thursday, filtered by smoke.
It kind of shifted completely. All the action was kind of at the New Jersey side, and now a lot of the focus is down here, kind of towards the New York border.
While the images are dramatic, it was the sounds he heard that struck him the most. Crackling of the burning wood, sizzling of the sap, haunting bird calls, and creaking and crashing of trees.
I knew it was going to be pretty crazy, but I never expected to experience something quite like this. I felt like it had to be documented, maybe to prevent future fires, whatever it might be.
A cause has yet to be determined. In West Milford, Lauren Dew, News 12 New Jersey.